What I like, it was a very structured approach. We understood my risk appetite and how to invest based on that. And also put a longer term view and don't think just about a single investment based on what we want to achieve, what is the right portfolio that we need to build. For me, it was great to even go into the exercise of first understanding my risk, then really understanding what were our ambitions, so that then put together the right strategy that we can execute on over time. I wanted to kind of look a little bit more longer term, not just for myself, but also how can I better invest my savings also for my family. And that was one of the key reasons for me to look into property investment. Always felt insecure because I didn't have the deep understanding of how to invest in property. And that's why I really appreciate working with your team, because you made that easier for me. So take out that emotional burden and look at it purely as an investment and less as your typical home purchase, which feelings and all of our aspects can play into. That made me feel like I was taking more of a rational decision. I really appreciated that. It was a very good structured approach, really starting by understanding what were my goals and objectives, then helped me to lay out the right strategy. I also like the fact that your team was always available to the various questions I would have raised. So I think it's been I've been very happy with the service that you provided. I felt that you took me through the entire journey. And one of the things that I also appreciated, that's how you also connected me to other professionals that I would have needed to go through this journey. So yeah, it's been a great process for me. What I like, it was a very structured approach. We understood my risk appetite and how to invest based on that. And also put a longer term view and don't think just about a single investment based on what we want to achieve, what is the right portfolio that we need to build. For me, it was great to even go into the exercise of first understanding my risk, then really understanding what were our ambitions, so that then put together the right strategy that we can execute on over time. So those were the key aspects for me. Going through this process, I also realized that not taking certain level of risk could actually be worse. So that's why I'm more comfortable. But in saying this, I still feel that the approach that we take is still aligned with my risk profile. I don't feel forced to take any decisions that I'm not comfortable with. I really feel that it all comes from operating within my area of comfort and learning on the go. The more I learn, the more I can actually be comfortable with taking on more. So for me, it is a journey that I'm going through, but so far it's been a very good journey. Like everybody else, we're working hard and not making my savings work as effectively as they could be. That's probably one of the worst things I can do, because the upsides will more likely be lower than putting them to serve on a better strategy with where I would, for example, invest in property. So for me, that has been the main point. We're very clear on what we want to achieve, as I said before, in long term. But also it's becoming more mechanical, because after you've gone through the process, you know what you expect. And also once you go through the potential impact that you get on your cash flow or the actual returns that you might get at the end of the year from a tax benefits perspective, once you go through that cycle, then you know what to expect. We tend to be scared of what we don't know. I feel way more comfortable because I know what to expect now and how to manage it around it. So that's been really the main change. Just as I said before, for me, it's becoming more of a mechanical activity that we're just doing. So we have a solid process in place and we just want to repeat it until we get to what's set up as our original objectives. I think the most important thing, first of all, is to make sure you find the right people to help you with this. I'm not a person, for example, that would go and try to learn everything myself. I think it's much better to work with the right set of professionals. But one of the things I like working with you guys is also that, as I said before, you recommend that it's a team a professional supporting you. I've also learned sometimes when I wasn't necessarily listening to some of the suggestion was that how important it is to get that team to support you. Then I would also say that, as I said before, I really come to the realization that not doing anything is actually more risky than actually do something and start to have a go at investing in property. If I would go back, it's always easy with the insight, but I would just go and say, don't worry too much, really, as long as you find the right people to work alongside you on this. Also, trust their advice, as long as you're comfortable in what's been proposed. I think it's definitely worth the effort. And I'd say it's also been quite a pleasant activity as well. It's quite rewarding to see that you're building something for yourself and for your family. I'd say that Rasti is phenomenal. It's really rare to find someone with that passion for what he does, but also for the customer, the level of commitment, but also adaptability. We all work within our own time frames, never felt pressured or anything. It's a trusted business partner. That's how I see Rasti for me. And I think he's doing a great job.